Good morning, beautiful people. How are you all doing this morning? It is a beautiful Saturday morning. I'm at my office and about to go see some of my favorite clients and really just get into some juicy work. I'm extremely excited for some of the work I'm going to get to do today and some of the people I'm going to meet because I have a bunch of consults as well. And on that same note, if you want to do a consult with me until May 22nd, that's either on the phone, Skype, in person, it is free until May 22nd. But that's not what my Addison unleashed is about today. So this morning I woke up and I was doing some things and I got a message that came in, and the message actually really hurt my feelings. And it got me thinking because this message like really hurt my feelings. I had a moment. I had I got teary and I started to cry a little bit, and then I was like, okay, like we're not starting the morning like this. And so after I received this message, I did some processing and things like that, and then I thought, what an amazing topic to bring to you guys today, because I think I talk a ton about, kind of pushing past your ego and stepping up and lots of like ass kick stuff, but sometimes I think it's important to also talk about the other side of things, because yes, we can have these amazing, abundant, truly wealthy lives, and I'm talking about wealthy lives not just in the financial standpoint, but just from a heart perspective. We can have these amazing lives, and yet there's still going to be bumps, there's still going to be moments, you're still going to see things and feel things. And one of the things that I get asked a lot about when I'm talking about like law of attraction and ego is like, okay, so are we supposed to just ignore our emotions, ignore our feelings? And in truth, that's actually the last thing you want to do. You don't want to ignore your feelings. You don't want to ignore your emotions. That is not going to get you aligned. That's not going to get you in integrity. That's not going to be authentic. It's going to be incredibly inauthentic. And if you are living an inauthentic life, you're not going to be living your best life. You're not going to be shining your best. So I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about this. Yes, I got my feelings hurt this morning. Like, it happens. It happens to the best of us. And so what do you do, and how can you use your emotions and still kind of be in that gratitude place and still move forward? And really, it is about first seeing your ego and going like, okay, yeah, like I realize potentially like this feeling, this emotion, what is coming up in me is ego. It's ego. Okay? And we're not going to get rid of our egos. So don't be like, oh, I must get rid of ego. No, you're not going to get rid of it. But seeing it, you have to see it, because it just puts a different, sorry, I have my phone propped very weirdly today. But if you're not seeing it, then you're not going to be able to kind of move through it. It's going to give you a very different perspective on things if you can just kind of at least see and acknowledge your own ego in this. But our feelings and our emotions are vital. They are vital to us. I love Brene Brown's work. She is one of my favorite people and speakers to read because she's incredibly vulnerable and authentic, hence why she does vulnerability work in her shares, in her discussions. But she talks about this concept of how in order to live in our happy, joyful, expanded selves, we also have to experience that she puts it as like dark and light. You have to experience your dark along with your light. If you're not going to expand into your dark at all and really notice your feelings, you're also not going to truly expand into your light and feel those feelings as well. Now, we don't want to get stuck in the dark emotions. So like this morning, like I said, I had a moment. I was like, okay, like now my feelings are hurt. Now my feelings are hurt by that message that person just sent me. And because it triggered stuff. And so I was thinking, okay, well, I see where my ego is here, but I also see my emotion, and it is important to recognize your emotion and go like, I feel that, and to feel it and not fall into it. There's a difference between going like, I recognize that. I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that emotion is telling me and giving me so much information about where I am and what I desire, and giving me that beautiful contrast that I need to tune, because we're always constantly tuning kind of our radio, if you want to say it, our radio to the correct frequency in order to get to what we desire, to pull in what we desire. And so it is like feeling those moments and going like, yes, I see that, I feel that, and I see I see and feel that, and it shows me what I want and what I desire more of. And then to take that moment and go, okay, like, stop and breathe into self. And first of all, just acknowledge the emotion and allow yourself to have the emotion. And then once you get to a point of like being able to like breathe into it, and you're calming yourself down a little bit, because sometimes we do have to sit in it for a minute and feel it and experience it. So I am not one of these people who's like, oh, just push that aside, because what ends up happening when we consistently push our emotions and our feelings aside, and we're just like, I'm not going to deal with that, I'm not going to deal with that, I'm not going to deal with that, what ends up happening is we just suppress. There is a difference between truly moving past things and go, okay, I'm not available for that, I'm moving past it, I'm making a decision to move past it, I'm going to clear and cleanse it. There's a different energy. It feels different when you truly are moving past something versus when you're just not going to be willing to acknowledge that you're feeling something or something is coming up. Our feelings and emotions are beautiful gifts to us. And so if we're not feeling them and experiencing them, then we are actually closing down our own gifts. We're closing down our own expansion. But then to kind of going back to like this process of like seeing it, feeling it, and then trying to find the gratitude in it, trying to find the lesson, trying to see where it is fine-tuning you and moving in that direction. And then you might have to do some release work, like this morning when that message came through, I was like, okay, well, I see that particular message showed me that I'm like, okay, I have to do some release work around that. I have to go in and do some really deep journaling and some forgiveness work, and really have to get in there. And we all have this. Whether you want to recognize it or not. But it is kind of getting into that, and then realizing you might have to do some work around it. And it's not necessarily work, but it is at the same time. You have to put a little bit of energy. You don't want to focus so much on it, because if you're constantly focusing in on it, you're just going to pull more of that in. So back to my other step is like really finding the gratitude in it and finding the gratitude for the lesson. That doesn't mean that you're happy and you're like, yay, thank you for ripping my heart out kind of stuff, especially when you're dealing with like this morning was just like a ton, like it hurt my feelings, but I was not like torn up. But it is, even if you're in a relationship and something very, very impactful comes up, or something really, really does bring up a lot of emotions. I'm not saying you have to be like happy, giddy, like, yay, I'm really sad right now and I'm crying on the floor. Like, no, that's not authentic. That's not honest. That's not real, guys. That's not real. That's not real life. But it is to go, okay, where can I find the gratitude in this? Where can I also find something else to be joyful and happy about today? Just because maybe this is hurting my feelings doesn't mean that there's no joy in the world, doesn't mean that there's no happiness, doesn't mean that there's no gratitude elsewhere. And so not necessarily like going, I'm not going to deal with that, but going like, okay, I'm going to also focus my attention on all this beautiful, blissful amazingness that is in my life right now, and really, really refocus that and go, okay, I can focus over here and still acknowledge this, because the second we close down those moments that we do experience this contrast, this moment when we do experience this energy of like, oh, okay, my feelings got hurt there, or I'm sad there, or that really triggered that in me. When we don't acknowledge that at all, we end up, yes, we hold it in our bodies will show it. That's when we are getting sick. That's when we are manifesting stuff that we're like, why am I manifesting that? Oh, well, it's because you have all of this pile of shit you're not willing to acknowledge, and you're just continue to add to it. So it is like going, okay, I see that, I'm gonna step in, I'm gonna do my work over there, but I also gonna have all this blissful, beautifulness going on. And so finding the gratitude and then focusing your day on that beautiful, blissful blessings and gratitude, while also potentially giving yourself space to have the emotions, have that moment. And so it is really balancing those two out. And also not allowing your ego to, I think our egos can get really, if one thing happens, what ends up happening is we can twist that one thing and go, my whole world is falling apart. So like this morning, like I said several times, like when I got that message from this person, I was like, wow, that like really hurt my feelings. And I could have been like, really like allow it to take over my whole day and like, oh, my whole life is crashing. And that's bullshit. It's bullshit. It's not true. And so I think a lot of times we want to take these little nuggets and like blow them way out of proportion. And our egos want us to dive deep into that hole of negativity and negative emotion, versus just going, okay, like standing at the edge of the hole and go, I see that emotion, I see it, I'm going to allow myself to feel it, but I'm not going to let it blow it out of proportion. I'm going to keep it in perspective. And so recognizing that, and then yeah, finding the blissful, the beautiful, because even in the worst situation, there's always at least a lesson. There's gratitude to be had. There is. Every day we are being blessed with some beauty. Like this, like right in this moment, I'm like, you know, there's a beautiful sunshine going on. There's some beautiful wind that's happening. I have some amazing clients coming in to see me that I really love and I'm excited about. So it is finding those little things that you can find gratitude and dive into those blessings. So no, you have to feel your emotions. If you just want to focus on the positive, you're going to end up actually stifling your growth. Now, you don't want to over focus on the negative, but don't stifle your growth. Like I said, if you want to grow your light, you have to also acknowledge the dark. We can only grow into the light as much as we have acknowledged in our darkness. So anyway, I am going to get back into my office and go see my clients. But I hope you guys all have a beautiful, blessed day. On that note, check out my Only Sexy Men Need Apply program. It is going like hotcakes, and it's going to be really amazing. I am stoked about this program. It is going to be truly amazing. I am looking forward to changing some men's lives in this program. Some bonus content that has not been put on the course page is coming out, so look for that. That will, if you join the group. If you don't join the group, you don't get the bonus content. And so yeah, get in there. If you haven't gotten in there, then you're nuts. You're nuts if you have not stepped into that. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Other than that, I have the Tantra 201 that is coming up in 2 weeks with the beautiful and wonderful Kendall Williams, so please check that out. That is on my events page, so addisonbell.net. Just go to events and workshops and you can find it all. It is all there. And like I said at the beginning of this video, free consults until May 22nd, and you have to do them before May 22nd. So don't wait till May 22nd to be filling out my application. You can find that under the Work with Addison tab on my website, addisonbell.net. Other than that, go have a kick-ass, badass kind of a day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys. Love ya.